What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode here at Kibbetech. Come check out what we got going on this week. All right, back over here on the machine shop side, we got a lot going on. We got the bed cage back for Eric's F-150, so that's ready to get bolted in the truck. We just took the bed over to Line-X, so once the bed's back, we get the bed on, then we can put the bed cage on, and then the truck's pretty much done from there. We just got our fixture plates back from getting Blanchard ground. They ground every surface on these as to make them true and square. From there, we're gonna put those in the machine in the VF4 and machine all of everything that we need to do to make our new trailing arm fixture. So this will make setting up between steps a lot easier and take out a lot of the setup time. So got those all ready to go. We got another bulkhead together, and then we cut out some aluminum skid plates for the front of it, and then a bottom skid plate as well, doing some test fitting there. Trailing arms are done. We're doing a bunch of uniball caps over here. So these are for our all of our OEM upper A arms. So we ran out of these again. So we're doing another like 500 of these right now. Good job, Luke. Raptor spindles are done. We got stainless inserts here, as I was telling you about. So this keeps all these bolt holes locations from wearing out the aluminum. So it's all on stainless. So it's got one here and one on the inside. The inside one's bigger, so all the inside ones line up with the misalignments perfectly. That set, we got them all done. And this set of spindles will be getting anodized because we sold that extra set, so that's going to someone. We'll show you that later on. And then over here on the UMC, we're working on a bunch of steering components. So this is the center link. It's really loud over here. This is taking forever.
20 minutes later.
Right, it seems to be quieting down. So this is the main center link that the steering swingers will connect to from the top. And then the tie rods come out each side. And then this will rock back and forth and control all the steering. Super nice. Got a bunch of detail machine work on this thing. And then here's op 1 on the passenger side steering swinger. So it's just roughed out on this side. It's finished on this side. And then this side will get a bushing in here. And then another bolt through here for the ram. So a lot going on these. Pitman arm, drag link, ram, swinger 1, swinger 2, center link, and bushings, stainless inserts. So a lot of components are involved here. Getting a good jump on those, and these are all 70-75 aluminum. So all the same materials we use on the spindles, the upper arms, trailing arms on the center mount trucks. We'll be making these parts until they're done, and then once they're done, we're gonna machine all the other bushings and inserts for them from there. Next time you see all these, they'll all be done. All right, back over here on Eric's F-150, you can see we got the back half all painted. So this is just all steel it, and then all the trailing arms, everything's in there, anodized gold. Rear end got powder coated. Third member's in, and everything's sealed up there and tight. We got a skid plate under the third member as well. And then you see here the hubs, we got a bag over them. And the reason for this bag is I don't want any dust and debris from the shop to get into the bearings at all, because I do not have them, they're not done yet. As you can see, there's no axle in here. This is wide open, so I don't want dirt or anything getting in there. The reason this isn't assembled yet is because the hub tool I have for this, the teeth broke off of it, so I'm waiting on the new one to show up so I can tighten these hub nuts, and then I can put all the O-rings, put the axles in, and then put the caps on here, and then it's all sealed up. But for now, I just put this nice bag over it, kind of tuck it in there, and just preventative maintenance to keep everything inside of here clean. Follow me around the back. We got the fuel cell cradle back from powder coat. The bumper got back from powder coat. The top plate for the bumper got powder coated, and then we're Line-Xing the top side of it. So the top plate that goes across here will be all Line-X. beds at Line X. And then over here, I just kind of loosely mocked this up to show you the brake kit. So this is our new brake kit that we showed you on the table last week or a couple weeks ago. Everything's here. Got the brackets back from Anodize. And this is all just loosely mocked up as well because I'm waiting on all the 12-point RPI hardware to show up. So we'll do 12-point hardware here, and then all the main suspension pivots and shock bolts will be all 12 points. I had a couple already here in stock, so you can see like the nice 12-point bolt here. So a lot stronger than grade 8, and they're shanked perfectly. So we've gone over bolts before and showed you that. Pretty cool. Pretty happy about this setup. We actually, since we machined these, we actually never mocked it up on a truck to make sure it would fit, but everything lines up perfectly. And we got the same kit for the front, which we actually is a kit that will bolt on to like a stock Raptor, but we're doing something a little different up front, so we actually swapped that out for something different. So when we get around to that, we'll show you that. But for now, we're just kind of waiting game on getting the rest of the parts in the back to where we can finish the fuel cell plumbing, extend the wiring, and start doing the hard lines out back here. Do the rear end vent like how we usually do it, all stainless crimp line, braided everything, and then got to make some brake lines here, some brake lines, up the upper link. Kind of final assembly at this point. Hopefully next time you guys see this thing, it'll be on all fours. Anyway, back over here in this corner, Oscar's still working on lower arms, but he's almost done. So we're almost onto the uniball cups. He's doing like the sway bar pivot points right now, welding up some bump stop kits for our coilover conversion kits. You see the pile over here is getting a lot bigger. So a bunch of spindles are done, shock mounts are done, more center mount lowers, all the A-arm kit lowers down here, kind of running through and getting all those done. And then Miles and Dewey are in the corner working on those as well. Over here, Chase is working on taillights on Dan's truck. And then we're gonna figure out what we wanna do back here for the bedside mount. You've seen on a lot of the other trucks, we do like a billet mount in this corner. So we'll probably still do the same thing, but we'll do something more one-off that fits exactly to this truck. And then over here, see, we got the trailing arms all together and in this thing. So those are 55-inch standard trailing arms, all 70/75 aluminum. It's got all the stainless inserts in here for the shocks. So we just, finished machining those a couple weeks ago. So figure we get them back on the truck, get everything mocked up, make sure everything is happy. And then now we're gonna button up the bedside mounts and then probably do like license plate mount, some light tabs in the back, but there's not too much left to do on the back of the truck. Yeah, and we got bump pads on here. So we'll weld this one on first, and then we'll put this over that, weld it there. A little extra surface area for the bump stop to hit on our articulation and everything. And then limit strap tabs, we got those on there. Same style as we did on all the other trucks. So yeah, just kind of starting back here and working our way forward, just trying to button up all the little odds and ends. The last 10% of the builds takes 90% of the time. So like chassis and stuff like that goes together really quick. All the little tabs and brackets everywhere for everything really adds up. Making good headway on this thing. Go over here. Got some more going on over here on the race truck. So we laser cut all these panels and they fit right up. So we're just doing the Zeus tabs right now. Laser cut all the panels for the back of this thing. We laser cut a big skid for the bottom. We're gonna laser cut all the tabs for that. So everything will just kind of locate itself. We won't have to hand make anything. Obviously, we do a little trimming in the corner for the added clearance for welds here and there in this top corner. But for the main part, all these panels, laser cut, add the Zeuses, and then they go right on. And then instead of like bead rolling the edge and the panel, we're just putting the panel in the press brake and just tipping all the edges in the press brake. Keeps the panel a little more true that way. Instead of rolling it through the bead roller, it kind of will want to start to warp the panel. So we're just tipping all the edges that way. It's going pretty quick. We're about a half a day into it so far and almost got the whole back done. Yeah, if you check this out over here, you can see the slight press brake on the edge to basically do what the edge roll would do on the bead roller. And it's a lot quicker just to put it in the press brake and just kind of give it that few degrees of kick that it needs. Not sure if we're gonna do any bead rolls on these yet. It is a race truck. These will get beat up really bad. They will get replaced, often. So we might just end up leaving them flat and smooth like that. They will get powder coated. And then you see here, we got a big shock package on this thing. 4.5, 18, 7 tube bypass, and then a 3.0, 16 coilover. All big finned reservoirs, basically just a full trophy truck shock package for this thing. And you see they're way tucked in the cab here. We cut out this mock-up mild steel shock mount just to kind of cycle everything, make sure everything is happy. I want to make a couple adjustments on the shock mount, and then we're good to cut out the chromoly version. So I wanted to kind of open up the spread on this bolt spread just a little bit, and then at full bump we weren't really using all of the shock, so I want to actually bring these bolt holes down slightly, just so basically once it bottoms out we're not, you know, wasting, you know, ½ inch of shock shaft. So good progress over here. And like I said before, everything we do on this truck, I want it to be laser cut, so nothing handmade on this truck. Panels, you know, radiator mounts, fuel cell mounts, everything is all laser cut. You know, all the shock mounts are laser cut, butt mounts are laser cut, all the tabbing that's going on the rear end is laser cut. So basically all just laser cut machine parts to build this truck. Yeah, looking pretty good over here. It's excited to get this big shock package in here, and then we just put the wheels together for this thing too. I'll show you those in a minute, but we'll go see what Dewey's up to over here. What's up, Dewey?
What's up, Coach?
What you working on?
These are long travel kit spindles for don't remember which year.
Yeah, all 1 to 10 long travel kit spindles. Doing a bunch more of these. He's doing all the fun stuff right now, all the inside welding. And then once the inside's done, we'll prep the outside and then weld all the outside. Miles is working on more shock mounts. That's still hot. But yeah, more shock mounts. So we're doing all the lowers, spindles, shock mounts, everything to go with all of our Chevy 2500 and 1500 and ZR2 long travel kits. So we're just trying to get all that stuff done because it's a lot of welding. That was easy. More 40s. All right, so there you have it. We have not done this wheel in a long time. This is an Innovate G400 forged beadlock, 6x6.5 trophy truck pattern, 17-inch beadlock, real beadlock. And we just did the standard rings with grade 8 bolts, as opposed to like all the other ones where we do like right here. Like our favorite wheel to use is like the G600 with the Tech Light rings and ARP bolts, but this one being a race truck, we just went simple and straightforward with the setup. Pretty awesome setup right here. Excited to drive on these again. 40-inch tire, 17-inch wheel. Yeah, there you go. Shut the. All right, well that wraps it up for another week here at Kibbetech. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment, let us know what you want to see. Ask any questions you want. Head to our website, check out what we make, check out our merch, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you next week. Whoa. All right, well that wraps it up. No, I'm gonna start over.